G'day, swingers, and welcome, finally, I always say that, to episode 17, which is an update and also a promotion for our episode 18 coming up, which you're really going to love. This is a bit of the old school crime stuff going on, plus I've had a really fucking bad haircut as well, so I'll take these off for a sec actually so I can see. Welcome everyone, and a belated Happy New Year. I think I mentioned that before. It's nearly 2 months since we've done the last one. Lots of shit going on. I hope everyone's well. A little bit of an update, like I said, we've got a cracker coming up. Today is Wednesday the 25th of January 23. Jeez, it's flying, guys. It's flying. Unbelievable. Like I said, I'll do a couple of quick updates, and this is basically for a promotion for our next guest, number 18. We're recording that Friday. It hopefully will be out Saturday or Monday at the latest. We've got to do a couple of technical things. I'm technically disabled. Yeah, I've said before, I'm registered, I've got a card, I'm fucking hopeless. Anyway, to get straight into it, little bit of update. I've mentioned before with Helper Prozzy, we've finally got that underway and we've been distributing some stuff. It's not cash, it's baby stuff mainly, nappies, baby food, stuff like that, to working girls. And we've been distributing that in the sort of Gladesville, North Ryde area and stuff like that. I'll give you a better update on that. I think there'll be an episode down the track where I'll be doing one of the episodes with a room full of nappies and bum wipes and baby food and stuff like that. I hope everyone's well. Like I said, we're a little bit behind, but we're going to start to catch up and get into some really good stuff. 2 episodes away from now, we've got a cracker coming up where there'll be 2 guests involved, so there'll be the 3 of us chatting away as well. So we're looking forward to that. Okay, episode 18, which we're doing on Friday. It's a guest of ours who we've had on before. He's a old school, very huge reputation, old school standover guy. You name it, he's done it. We've talked about it before. It's about 5.5 months, I think, since we've had HOD, Hand of Death, Mr. Garry Page on. And look, it was a chip on the iceberg. This particular episode is going to be fantastic because all you Aussie crime, old school crime buffs, really interesting. And there's a couple of people he'd like to talk about, a couple of Sydney criminal identities from the past, really 60s, 70s, 80s that were involved and onwards. He wants to talk about, and a bit about King's Cross. The first segment will be Abe Saffron. Mr. Sin, they called him. There'll be quite a bit of interesting stuff about that, as Garry knew Abe very well and did some work for him, whatever. I'm going to let him explain to you. He wants to clear up some misinformations and accusations. That'll be the first part of the show. It's going to run about 60 minutes. And in the second part, we also have, and I think a lot of people will remember this, it was quite famous in the day, is Bertie Kidd. Bertie Kidd's nearly 91, I believe, and he's just spent 20 years in prison and not recently that long out. And also there's some accusations there and things, and Garry would like to talk about that and what he knows about that as well, and clear up some stuff. You know, I mean, Garry, as I've said before, we had him on, as I've said, about 5.5 months ago, I think. It was episode 12, I believe. And he really would like to clear up some stuff there. And it really is a great... The man's a wealth of information. We're lucky to have him. He doesn't talk a lot. But when he does talk, and he only talks to a very few amount of people, when he does talk, it's the truth. There's no bullshit about it. With Mr. Saffron, with Abe, you know, there was a lot of stuff said about him. There was a lot of misinformation, a lot of untruths, or we could just say bullshit as well. Well, he's here to clear that up and talk about that as well. And it really is going to be a fantastic episode. We hope you join us in that. We've got so much more plans now. I've got a lot more time to myself. And this is a bit of old school, like I said, Sydney crime. I believe Garry in the day wore had similar to this myself. I think they're great. And like I said, it's covering up a really fucking bad haircut as well. I also would like to thank our 165 swinging subscribers. It's not a lot, but to us it means a lot. And I think we've hit the around 25,000 mark on views, which is for the 16 episodes until this one. And we're pretty pleased with that. You know, we don't make any money out of it. I'm hoping to down the track. And like I said, I've got a couple of really good ones coming up. I have more time now to spend on that, swingers. I mean, you know, Aussie crime, old school Aussie crime from those days. It's a wealth of information. There's a lot of stories that go around. Garry's the type of man that'll come on and give you the facts. There is no bullshit with Garry. You know, what I want to say in his day, you know, the bullshit was rife, but the Hod, hand of death, lived the life, and he really did. And we're lucky to have him again because he doesn't talk to many people. So that'll be coming up, episode 18, recorded on Friday, hopefully released on Saturday or Monday at the latest. We'll be doing that in the studio as opposed to my lounge room. So there's more technical stuff there as well. This is a quick one tonight, episode 17. It's good to be back. I've always tried to do it once a month. Lately, we've been a little behind with that, and I do apologise. We've had sicknesses. I've fucking lost my voice again. It's actually the second time since the whole coronavirus thing. Fuck. What's next? You know, you've got idiots from the World Economic fucks and the useless nations, and who knows what they've got planned next. But all we can do is stay positive, swingers. Stay positive and stay happy. And get on with our lives, you know, and you do what you think's the right thing, sort of thing. And fuck, I hope they don't start all that crap again soon. But the whispers aren't good for this year. But we'll see how we go. I hope everyone's had a great holiday. I hope everyone's well. Thank you again to all our subscribers. Really looking forward to our guest, Garry, who, as I've said, he's lived the life and done that. A little bit of talk about part one with Abe Saffron and BERT, or Bertie Kid, is in part two. And it's to clear up a lot of untruths, misinformation. A little bit of talk about Carlotta, too, who was a legend up the cross as well. And I wasn't a personal friend of Carlotta's, but I had the pleasure to spend, it was late 90s, early 2000s, up at the Bourbon, up the cross one night, met Carlotta, and she's fantastic. A lot of fun, no bullshit, drunk and smoked like a trooper. She was really, really good, and she's a wealth of knowledge and has so much stories about that sort of thing. Garry, as I've said, there's not much he hasn't done, whether it's standover, old school gangster, and a lot of stuff, brothel protection and all sorts of things like that. It just comes off, and I know for a fact that it is all truthful and that, and people that know him and people that are still around will still be quivering in their boots. He's a good man. We appreciate the time. He spent 20 years of his life, the best part of 20 years, in various prisons, and was a very feared man. He had a very harsh reputation. Doesn't talk to anyone, and we're really lucky that he's talked to us. So really looking forward to that too. The update, I'll keep you more updated with the prosy. We'll have a few jokes and a few other different things coming down the track. I've got quite a few months now, so I'm going to be putting a lot more effort into these things. And try and get us to our 1,000 subscribers, which is like fucking years away. Yeah, it's a long way away. But we appreciate everyone that does subscribe. Please subscribe or like, dislike, make comments. It's totally up to you. And I'll reply to all comments. So, as I've said many times before, if you want to say, listen, you little fucker, and you're a prick and this and that, well, that's fine. I'll come back at you, and that's all good. And you watched. You viewed. We're happy about that. How's the heat? Fucking hell. How is the heat? It's stinking hot. There you go. So it's the 25th today. I'll wrap this up shortly. What's tomorrow, folks, is the 26th. Happy Australia Day for the 26th. Happy Australia Day. Happy Australia Day. We could all bitch and tear our ass out of our country and like it's becoming so popular in the West. But, if Australia's gone down a bit and so has the Western world or whatever, we're still in the best of the shit, aren't we? Because I still wouldn't want to be anywhere else than Australia. America's in absolute bloody turmoil over there. Politicians are just gone beyond dishonest and disgusting. And you should still be grateful that we're in this country. Try not to slag and badmouth it and, all the time. Try not to tear the arse out of your country. We're lucky to be here, folks, and we should be grateful for that. We should be appreciative of that as well. But meanwhile, we really want to get stuck into it the next few months. A lot of good Aussie crime stuff, old school 60s, 70s, 80s, and chasing up guests all the time. A lot of people have passed now. It's not easy, but, we look forward to really, really good things coming soon. So I'm going to knock over 2 or 3 of these very shortly, and we're really looking forward to it. This was episode 17. Helper Prozzy's going good. Like I said, in about 2 or 3 down the track, I'm going to come for you surrounded by bum wipes and nappies. And baby food and stuff like that, because it can help out kids for working girls and stuff. That goes back to sort of episode 3, sorry. We've been crapping on about that and slowly got it together. We raised 14-something. I topped it up to $1,500, so it'll be really good. Episode 18, doing it Friday. We'll be out very soon. Really looking forward to it. And we're honoured that Mr. Garry Page, HOD, Hand of Death, and that's what he was known as, folks, is coming on to speak to us, some old school Aussie stuff, and to clear up some misinformation, accusations, untruths, and bullshit that really is from the newspaper press, media, TV shows, things like that. And I mean, the press, these are fucking hell. The media these days are just, I think years ago you'd get, 20% bullshit, 80%. Reasonable facts. It's completely switched around these days. It's just unbelievable what crap they want to serve us. They're there to do a job. They should just do their job and stop brainwashing people as well. Do you hear that, uni professors and things? You should do your jobs too and stop bullshitting and brainwashing. If that's the topic you're teaching, teach that fucking topic and stop carrying on with the rest of the crap. Episode 18, coming up Friday. HOD, Hand of Death, Mr. Garry Page. Really looking forward to it. And this will be part 2 of Garry. Very lucky to have him. And he doesn't speak often. And when he does, it's the truth. It's not fucking bullshit. He was there. That I know that it's true. Totally. He's a total old school stand up guy. So he'll tell it how he sees it. And really interesting stuff. It's a chip on the iceberg, mate. We could have 100 episodes on Garry Page. We're really looking forward to it, and that'll be coming up on Friday. It's Wednesday the 25th. That was episode 17. We thank you very much. It was only a short one. I usually do this lead up as a bit of a promotion too for the up and coming guest, and just to say g'day. We're back in action, and we'll get back on that once a month instead of lately it's been behind a bit, sort of twice, every 2 months, I meant to say. Say g'day to our good friend Dan in the States, and I hope we haven't lost you, mate. Come back, because we've got some really good old school stuff from the cross, and Abe Saffron involved in a lot of stuff, a lot of property deals. and some criminal stuff, I guess. Was he a gangster or just a really smart fucking developer, a property developer, real estate buyer? He owned lots of properties, over 40, I believe, around Sydney. And also the Bertie Kid, some really interesting stuff on Bert there. And he's, as Garry has said, he just did 20 years of jail, and he said didn't mind the guy, but it's his own fucking fault. That's from him, not me. I never met the man, but he's getting up there now. He's nearly 91. I believe he's in Tasmania. But anyway, Garry knows these people. He worked with these people, and he's going to tell the real truths and clear up some of the bullshit, and some of the bullshit by the media and journalists and stuff too. So looking forward to that. Until then, thank you very much. It's fucking hot today, and I think 26th, Australia Day, 26th. Tomorrow, it's going to be even hotter. I think it was 29 today and 32 tomorrow, which is my pool leisure wear today as well. And my old school crime cap, which covers up a really fucking bad haircut. Thank you very much, swingers. I'm not going to bore you any further. We're just really looking forward to Friday. As I said, it's episode 18, about 60 minutes. And we hope you'll join us. Please subscribe. And, excuse me, you can comment, good, bad. A few thumbs would help. We'd like to get to that 1,000. I would like to try and make a couple of bucks eventually. I think we're at about 18, 19 months now we've been doing this. So, yeah, it would be nice to eventually make a couple of bucks. We'll see how we go. Lots of more interesting stuff coming up this year. And we're looking forward to that. G'day to my local mate, Jeff. He's a good man. And again, g'day, Dan. I hope you're still with us, mate. We've always appreciated your support. So we're back now. Hell of a year last year. Hoping 23 is going to be better. Well, let's just hope. Let's stay positive. But anyway, we will see you very soon, and we look forward to that for episode 18. HOD, HOD, Hand of Death, Mr. Garry Page, Part 2. Thank you very much, swingers, and we will talk very soon. Take care, and bye for now.